In these series of tutorials, I want to show you how to use the pen tool more than just at a rudimentary level. So up until this point, I've shown you how to use the pen tool, and that's really just to demonstrate different purposes. I want to show you discreetly how we can create paths, restart them, close paths, join separate paths, use the anchor point tool, how to edit paths, how to offset them, how to simplify some paths that we've kind of gone a bit crazy on, and how to clean up our paths. So we're going to recreate these glasses using the pen tool. So let's choose a different color so that we can actually draw over it. And basic understanding of the pen tool says that we can just click different areas and we can then close different areas, and voila, we've created our shape. And I have seen people in the past try and create curves by trying to create as many different areas on a path to create our path. What happens with that is if I wanted to edit this, I can click on my white arrow tool, but I'm going to have to pull out every single point if I wanted to edit this. So this is not a good way of working. The better way of working is actually, I'm going to turn off the smart guides because it's actually helping me, but for your purposes you might not have it on. I can create this path in 1 point and 2 points. With 2 points, I've successfully created my arc. And if I wanted to alter this, I could, say if I added another point in there, I could actually just pull this out, and all I would have to do is just edit, really, 3 points, and away I go. It's a lot easier than trying to contour an organic shape or something that's got more curves using multiple points. It's a lot easier rather than doing multiple points than just using minimal points. So how did I do that? Yes, I said you could click, and creating clicks will allow us to create a desired shape, but not only will that take time, it's messy. What we want to do is actually click and drag our mouse out and close our point off, and we have created an object that we can fine-tune and edit. It's going to be easier to manage just using minimal points. Here I've just used 1, 2, 3, 4 points, as opposed to if I were to try and create such a shape using all these points. Now, yes, I was being facetious by trying to create something that was disgusting, but it's just to demonstrate that it is a lot harder to try and contour a smooth shape using more points than it is with less points. In here, I've only used 1, 2, 3, 4, and in this one, well, there's more than 10 there. So, how do we do this? With something like this, we're going to have to use a combination of single clicks for hard edges, as well as clicking and dragging for our curved edges. So in this instance, I would always start on the hard edges because that's easier for us to go. So I clicked on one, so let's click here. This is a straight edge until it gets to around here, but I'm gonna just click there. Now it doesn't look like anything's happening at the moment, simply because we aren't really creating anything with depth. The time that I move my mouse down, it's now going to have something there. So clicking and dragging my mouse will allow me to create and contour my shape. Now when you get to something like this, obviously Illustrator doesn't know what I want to do, and it is just drawn a fill area from the point of origin to where I have stopped. Now if this is annoying you, simply just either take off the stroke if you've got a stroke, or swap that around so it's only a stroke, and now we can get on our merry way. So you can see that with a combination of clicking and dragging, and with this area here, because it is a straight edge, I just need to click once. I've now successfully created just the arm. Now, to create this edge like we did before, I'm just going to click and drag down, and it brings me to my next point. Illustrator shows me my next area, or where it thinks it's going to create the rest of the path. Because I clicked and dragged down, I've created one half of an arc. It still wants to create the rest of it. If I want to create this straight line here, I can't just click because it's going to try and finish that off. So what do? I can hover over this and you can see that my symbol changed, my pen tool symbol changed, and I've now got a angle edge icon. And if I click on this, it means it's going to remove that curve, which it's now going to reset to be a straight edge. So I can click on that area there and continue again. So clicking and dragging. And this time I want to show you something different. Works exactly the same way. So instead of letting go of my mouse and then clicking so that I can reset, I am going to do that on the fly. I'm going to click and drag, and with my mouse still down, I'm going to hold down the Option keyboard shortcut. Well, it's not really a shortcut, it's just a button. And I can redirect where I want my line to go. So I'm going to redirect it so that it's going to go to the right, and I can actually continue. I find this a faster way of working rather than stopping to then click on a point. I would rather keep moving and then holding down the Option key for me to continue. Now I'll show you this area there because I didn't quite finish that off, and we're going to edit that later on. So I'll continue going, clicking and dragging for corners, or sorry, organic areas, and I've purposefully made a couple of mistakes so I can show you what it is to edit. So let's go all the way for this one, changing it and closing it. Now it's really important to close, like I said before, because if we didn't close and we had it as a fill, Illustrator doesn't actually know where it needs to go. It simply, and by illustrating this point more precisely, this looks like a triangle. Visually, it is a triangle. However, if we look at outline mode, we can see it's actually an open path. And this can cause problems later on. So it's really important that you close your paths off. Which actually brings me to, I can show you how to restart paths and what we're going to do to close paths. I've actually already shown you how to edit them by using the white arrow tool. This is how you edit paths. You just simply move them. Or with areas like here, you just grab the handles and you can change those there. So I can actually tick off editing. What we want to do if we want to restart a path to then either join or close, all we've got to do is actually hover over our path with our pen tool selected, click it when we see that we have got the icon that has got that little line next to our symbol. By doing that, that means if I click this point, it's now initiating the path and I can then close it. In this instance here, I can click on this and I can continue on and then close my path. So restarting a point or initiating it again. Say if I've got two separate paths, let's just say I have done some sort of, pretend I want to do a bow tie and I've just done this. I've saved my file, I've closed it, and now I've opened it up again and I realize I haven't finished. All I've got to do, select my pen tool, click on my point, start working, and by the time I go to another area that is also open, and I can see it's open by turning on outline mode, I can then click there, I can then finish this off. Okay, so what have we covered? We've covered how to use the pen tool by simply just single clicking, as well as clicking and dragging to create organic shapes and lines, as well as knowing that we have got to close our paths. Okay, it's really important that you close your path. I'm just going to undo for the next tutorial.